There is this myth that before Europeans showed up, Aboriginals were all very peaceful, coexisting people. This is not the case. In fact, the Aztecs existed for less than 300 years, and when the Europeans showed up, many of the dissenters quickly jumped on their side. The Aztec people were at constant war with the Incans, Mayans, and a constant civil war within their own civilization for centuries. Ruins indicate that wars focused around Lake Texcoco. Today, Lake Texcoco is drained out and is the foundation for Mexico City. Back then, Tenochtitlan, say it with me, Tenochtitlan, was built on an island surrounded by the lake. The center of the Aztec Empire, Tenochtitlan, was actually an island completely surrounded by lakes and had no access to aggregable land for farming, so they created a new form of farming. It was known as Chinenpa, and in a process that is still done today, we, the Europeans, often refer to this as the floating gardens. These floating gardens were primarily made of mud and contained rich soils from the bottom of the lake. They were held in places by trees and were thick enough to grow corn. The Aztecs would go on to fight multiple military campaigns until the entirety of the control of the lakes was theirs. But less than 100 years later, the Europeans would show up, completely wiped them out by disease, and completely indoctrinate the remaining people into becoming subservient to the Spanish Empire. The modern state of Mexico is built on top of what was once the Gardens of Lake Texcoco. Jeez, got kind of winded there. So this is one of the easier achievements to get. Select the Aztecs. That's probably the biggest challenge to this. You can select any size map or any amount of difficulty. It won't have too much effect on getting this achievement. You want to pick wheel, which is a third science. You get one for free. You have to learn one, and then wheel will be the second science you will earn. Make sure that the city you are building is on a lake tile as opposed to a river tile. Whenever you start any civilization, the most optimal place is going to have luxuries, but will either be on a river or a lake. In this case, choose to find a lake. If you cannot get a starting point with a lake nearby, restart. In order to figure out whether it's a lake or ocean or some other mirage or oasis, just hover over it and it'll read lake. Pretty simple. So once you've gained the wheel research, you will gain access to the floating garden, which is a replacement for the water mill. Start production. You can purchase it for 320 gold if you have that for some reason at this point. And once it's complete, boom, you'll have the achievement. Don't look for anything aesthetic. There will be no indicator that you've actually had this thing built. It's not a wonder of the world after all. Hopefully that was helpful. See you guys next week.